horse friends, and welcome back to the Imperfect Equestrian. Let's go out for a ride.
I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of way that I got.
Now today's video is made up from two videos. The first is a video I tried desperately to film the other day, but several things happened. It wasn't good conditions. The video was really bad quality at the end of it. Basically, my mount broke, so you've got a buckle in the way the whole time, and it was raining and the camera steams, or all sorts of things like that. But there's a couple of elements that I felt were quite important to still show you if we could. So the first part of the video is not necessarily very good quality, but there's some information in there about how JJ is doing at the moment with her riding that's I'd like you to see. The second part of the video is an outing I've just had today, and we'll see how the problems we had on the first time have possibly changed a bit for the second time. So let's see how we go. So we're off out on our first ride for quite a few weeks. I didn't feel too bad getting on, just a tiny little bit anxious, but I kept trying to tell myself it was excitement, not anxiety. So maybe I've won that battle. I was deciding whether to go back to the corner that she refused to straight away, or whether to go up the safe road, and I think it's just going to be better for my own head to go up the safe road first. I'll call it safe road because it's just a straight line, there's quite a few pull-ins, easy for traffic to see me, should be okay for them to come past. There's a car coming past us, or a minivan or something. Oh no, don't want to. Gonna go that way. Thank you. Walk on. Thank you. Good girl. Very nice people. Walk on. Good girl. They wanted to go the same way as us, that's why they were slowing down. It's a little bit rainy, so hopefully you don't get too rained on. She seems to be walking forward okay today. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on, good girl. She's pulling back at my feet again, which is what she was doing last time we rode, so something might not be too nice for her. I didn't figure anything out though. She was fine for girthing up and that. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl, walk on. Good girl. Walk on. JJ, walk on. Good girl. So she's being a bit silly. So what I think I'm going to do is just unhook myself and get off. So I've unhooked my air jacket. Hopefully she shouldn't do anything silly right now. And I'll get off. Ooh. Woo. I'm going to hook her on the lead rope instead of the reins, and we're going to walk up this road. And what I'll do is, once we've walked up a fair way, I'm going to, good girl, forward, get on her, come on, good girl, and ride her back. And come on, walk on, Mom. If you're walking with me, you've got to walk. And then that way I think we'll be able to tell a bit more if it's genuinely a tack issue, or if she is just doing it to be nappy. Because if it's a tack issue, she'll get a bit objectionable even on the way home, and then I'll know that it's something that's just not comfortable in the tack itself. I mean, you can see here it's a treeless saddle, so there's no tree to dig in anywhere. It's got a fluffy girth with elasticated straps, and the elasticated straps go up and onto the saddle area itself, so they're actually, you know, they're not, the buckles aren't digging in or anything. Woo. Well, I'm back on board. The rain is bad, so I'm sorry if you're getting fogged up or if you're getting too much rain, but I'm sure you'll be able to see a tiny little bit, and this won't be long. I've put my air jacket back hooked on, and I'm just going to let her walk back towards home again. We've not come far away. Walk on. Walk on. She's looking at a puddle. Oh, she's drinking the puddle. Okay, fine. See if we can walk around. See how she's walking home. See if there's any objections to the tack, the girth, the saddle. Is she stopping? Is she arguing about? She seems so far to be just walking forward, but then again she did, as we were coming out the house, she just seemed to walk fine. She wasn't biting at my feet or anything. She did bite at my feet quite a long time ago, probably the start of last summer, and that took a bit of time to figure out what that was. And it turned out that some of the smaller girths I've got, the buckles go onto the skin. So actually the buckle was slightly pressing onto the skin, and she found that quite uncomfortable. So this girth actually, like I said, the buckles itself goes onto the saddle, so it's not an issue that way. That's interesting. I just shifted my weight slightly and I felt her back lift a little slightly. Good girl, JJ. I wonder what happens if I just ask her to maybe walk a little faster, or possibly try. Good girl. Seems to be doing that okay. I mean, when she's moving forward of her own accord, I do not need to be squeezing with my legs at all. So, you know, it could be to do with the foot contact. Good girl. I think we'll just keep plodding home and have a go on the driveway itself, turn a few turns and things like that. Not that she's that good at turning, but, or I could possibly try and turn her in a minute and go back and see if we have objections again. That might be an idea. Good girl. Good girl. Right, let's try and turn her. She will. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Come on, Jay. So again, we're getting this repeat behaviour. So it possibly is purely nappiness. A little bit of kicking. Walk on. I don't know why she's got this objection. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Lots of praise. Nice loose rein. Walk on. Good girl. And again. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. So we've got the same objections there, where she was throwing her head back a little bit. Not quite as far as biting at my feet, but that kind of way. Walk on. Good girl. It's just hard to know. I don't want to push her through those things if it happens to be pain related or something along those lines, or discomfort. So I have to just kind of, I like to err on the side of caution. I know I got a lot of comments from people looking at my shorts on YouTube and things on TikTok and things like that. Walk on. Walk on. Saying she was taking the mick out of me and I should have made her go and things like that. But, you know, I'd rather kind of solve it another day if that's the problem, rather than force her through pain if there was something going on. Good girl. Good girl. I mean, her gait, obviously it's not as easy going as going home, but it's fairly good walking forward. It's easing off a bit now, actually, the rain. See if she can stop nicely at the end. Hopefully she will. Good girl. There's a lorry coming, so I think we'll back up a bit. Okay. Back up a bit. Just go in the driveway. She's good with the lorry, but I just don't want her walking out just in case. There we go. There we go. She probably would have waited really nicely for the lorry there, but I just didn't want to risk her getting bored and getting drift and drifting out in front, because it's a bit much to ask a big lorry to stop quickly if she just dozes out in front of it. I'd rather take her away from the edge and bring her back again like we did, just for safety. There we go, good girl, well done. And we're home safe. Good girl, JD, come on. Well done, you look soggy. Right, it's a bit of a windy day, but it's not raining, so I'm going to have another go at going out in the world. As you saw from the footage the other day, it was an absolute nightmare. The camera wasn't really working, and it was tipping it down with rain, so you couldn't really see what we were doing on the thing. I was thinking to perhaps go around the corner that's a bit dodgy today, but as you're about to see, there's a lot of tractors around. It's actually got a lot of slate on board. I thought they were doing maybe some muck runs, but seeing that one close up, I can see it's not muck, it's slate. Oh, there's another one about to come around the corner, or is that a lorry going the other way? I can't tell, it's a lorry going the other way. But they're coming kind of every couple of minutes, these tractors at the minute. So I've decided for today not to go round, see if she can get past that corner again, but to actually, walk on now, good girl, but to actually go and see if, just trying to be careful of the traffic, I can't hear it properly with the wind. Okay. But to actually go back up the quiet road again, because I just think, although she's good with the tractors and that, if we're having a bit of a fit at the corner again and there's lots of, you know, cars being held up by the tractors and things like that, it's not necessarily safe for me to to do. Walk on. Thank you everyone. You can see it's quite a busy time on the road. Right, we're coming up to where she had a bit of a pause the other day, so let's see how she is with that, if she stops again, if she keeps walking. She's quite slow today, not very forward going, but she is moving forward, so I'm trying to allow her to move forward without me pushing too much. Okay, stopping a little bit. Good girl, just allow her to stop, and then we'll ask again. Walk on. Now that took a lot less than the other day, and like I said, she's not speedy walking forward, but we really had some objections the other day. So as we were saying, the other day we had a complete disaster with filming. So it was raining, and obviously all the lens was all like covered in water. I'd got the lens guard on as well. Here comes the car, so let's try and trot up it out of the way. Good girl. I got the lens guard on, so that was all steaming up. Come on. Good girl. She's always a bit reluctant to trot away from home, so this could be a bit difficult to get out of the way. Come on. Come on. We'll go over a bit. Be fine to come past. She's good job, she's quite good on the, we'll stand here a minute. Thank you. Thank you. You're, oh hiya, you're right. Oh good. It's a friend of ours, I hadn't realised. Thank you. Yeah, so good that she's good with traffic going past, because that's quite close, both of them, because it's a small lane. So yeah, we've got the rain on the lens guard was steaming up, and also I hadn't actually realised till we got home, I kept having problems with the camera flopping forward a bit, and I thought it was just, I don't know what I thought it was, but I just thought it was maybe I hadn't done it up tight enough. I kept trying to tighten up the clamp on the camera to make it tighter, and in the end I ended up having to put it behind the buckle on the air jacket, which also made it hard for you to see JJ's head and neck, because the buckle kind of came up to near her ears, and sometimes her ears had dropped behind the buckle, so that wasn't very enjoyable for watching either. But the thing is, I realised when we got back that it wasn't me that hadn't done it up enough. It had like disintegrated, because I'd actually asked my husband to put in some Loctite, which is like a thing that you can put onto screws and things to kind of almost like a super glue, but the idea is that you can undo them again a bit later on after. And I thought we'll put some of that in between, and that'll keep it a bit steadier when we're out, because sometimes when I go a bit faster, like trotting or something, it will flop forward a bit, because I've only got cheap ones off the internet. But yeah, what had happened is that had reacted with the plastic, and it had like dissolved, so it had actually kind of like cracked and fell apart a bit, and it was only the screw stopping it from falling off altogether. So I got another one out, because luckily I got a lot of spares with that kind of thing. So walk on, good girl. Sorry, now we stopped for a snack and the car went past. She wants to keep snacking. Walk on, come on, good girl. Walk on, good girl. There we go. So yeah, got another one, and I actually got some super glue instead for this one. So hopefully you're at a good angle now, and we're having a bit of a tester today. It doesn't seem to have dissolved it. I left it overnight. Yeah, so, and you've got a bit more angle forward, so you might even be able to see a bit more than normal, hopefully a bit clearer. Yeah, she's not walking as fast as she was the other day, but at least we are moving forward now. I don't expect her to without any friends. Good girl, you're doing very well. Walk on, good girl. She's stopping here because these are kind of places that we often turn around or stop for cars. So I've almost programmed into her that these are the places we stop at. Now I just need to point out that I don't know if you can tell or not. There's a car coming. We'll try and get out of the way a little bit here. Good girl, good girl. It's downhill, so she might be a bit more willing to move. Whew. But it's really, really windy today. Good girl. So JJ is actually doing really, really well. She doesn't feel spooky at all. She's being really well behaved. A little bit slow, if anything, but you know that I'd rather have slow and well behaved than anything bad. Just let this car know they can go past. Thank you. Here we go. Walk on. Good girl, JJ. It's nice actually to be able to get out for a ride today, because it's Friday and I got home relatively early. I think I was home for about 2:30. Might have been later than that actually. I think Pete said it was 20 to 3, and had time to walk the dogs around the field. I'm sure they're having their dinner about now, and then I've just come out because I wanted to see how she was with being nappy today compared to the other day. And I was hoping, like I said, to go around that corner, but just felt it's not sensible with the amount of tractors that are coming around. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Come on, JJ. Walk on. Good. Good. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. A little bit reluctant to leave then. Now I thought about going a bit further, because obviously sometimes we have gone a bit further, but it's getting quite dull with the weather at the minute. I do feel like it's probably going to rain, and I'm not too sure at the time, because the sun sets at some point not too far away. So I don't want to be out too long if it's getting darker. Now we're heading home. Surprisingly, actually, normally there's a dramatic change in how fast she's marching when we're going home. It is slightly faster, but it's pretty even tempo to what it was coming out, to be fair. I'll be interested to see how willing she is to trot up a hill in a minute, because she might be more willing going home. She really has been very good today though. Just everything about her feels really good. She's not spooking about anything. She feels really even tempered. Like I said, a bit slow, but we'd always rather have slow than maniac horse. And yeah, very pleased with her today. She just feels calm and sensible. And she stood very nice when the traffic came past, when we had to stay in the side on the narrow lane. Very pleased with her. She's snorting out a little bit. That's good. We've had a couple of little snorts. I think when we get to the pull in there, I'll try and trot her up there, because I'm not going to ask too much. There she goes again. It's a very enjoyable ride. Here we go. Good girl. So that was good. Just a little bit of movement in my body and a click click, and off she goes. So I have to report that my camera mount is doing an excellent job when we're trotting now. It's not flopping in any way, shape or form. I think you're probably still getting a really good angle. JJ's actually still going forward quite nicely. We'll see if she can keep going. Oh, it's all right, I'll move back a bit, then I'll probably give her a bit of a signal to stop. Good girl. Very nice. No. I think that's a ditch rather than just a puddle. Very interesting. No, it's a ditch. Good girl. She's very interested in all the water tonight. Right, let's have another go at another little trot. Come on. It's actually really good riding weather apart from the wind. It's not very hot. Come on, go a bit further. So it's nice and cooling for her and me. It's quiet out on these roads anyway. Still, it'd be nice if the sky was blue. It did actually get blue earlier, but that was for a moment, and we were tacking up and that moment went. Good girl. She's been drawn to the water again. A water horse today. It's a car, so we'll try and trot again. Good girl. I do much prefer trotting towards vehicles than away. I think it teaches her a lot of bad things to trot away from vehicles, like every time one comes up behind she feels she needs to trot. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. Come on. Good girl. Thank you. Oh. I can hear Comanche calling from home. I was so tempted to go down to that corner because she's been such a good girl. I think I can hear a car, but it's really hard to... No, nothing there. Right, yes, we're going to do it. We're going to go down. I'm only going to see if she'll go round the corner. Walk on. Good girl. Looking at the bales in her. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. We're in the middle of the road a bit at the minute. It's not good. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Come on. Walk on. Walk on. Thank you. Walk on. Come on. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. It's not... You can come, it's not you. Thank you. So, we've got to go in a bit. I think that was just an objection to not going home. Good girl. Good girl. Just checking my air jacket that we actually are plugged in. See, it's not the traffic she's bothered about, she's just being silly, but we've got to pass that junction part. Good girl. A little bit more in the middle of the road than I prefer, so let's try and get around a bit. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Walk on. I knew that might stall her a little bit. Good girl. So my intention here, like I just said, is literally just to try and get around that corner piece. Good girl. Walk on. and then just cross the road and come back again. I locked Comanche in the yard area just so that we didn't have to deal with him running down the field again today, because that didn't help the other day at all. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Lots of praise when she does good. Good girl. And I release with the reins and legs a bit as well. Walk on. Walk on. Thank you. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Walk on. JJ, walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Come round. Safe. Come round. Safe. Safe. Thank you. Thank you. Walk on. Walk on. Maybe we can actually, there we are, use the car a bit to get her moving forward. Come on. Now we're in a bit of a dangerous place. Come on. JJ, walk on. Come on. Come on. JJ. Come on, walk on. JJ. Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Right, we're in a very dangerous place, so I'm going to move her out of the way and then I'm going to walk her down there. Right. Thank you. So let's hold her here. She's going to be quite upset with me now because I was quite strong with her there. I'm just going to unhook and jump off if I can, while she eats a tree. Okay, bear with me. So hook her on the lead rope. Okay. And we are leading down there. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Keep on that side. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Right. I don't like being as strong as I was with her then, so that's why before I gave her a benefit of the doubt. But now I know it's more to do with napping. I just can't afford to let her stand in a dangerous place on the road. So that's why we're now leading. Sorry, you can't see it very well. She's been quite reluctant. We'll go down. I think we'll ride back. I'll probably have to go a bit further than I'd like to. It's a shame. Didn't want to end it like that when she was so good the other way. She won't even level up with me, like usually when I'm leading her. She'll come to the side of me more. Come on, good girl. Good girl, stay in, stay in. Good girl. Thank you. Good girl. Walk on. Come on, walk on. Thank you. All right. I'm going to let her graze for a bit. Now she's come down here. Don't think she'll eat that mirror. That's better. Whew. Put myself back on. Let's head home. See if we can get back safely. Come on. So we did not successfully ride around that corner today. Ooh, try and get my saddle square again. So we'll have to try it again another day. Hopefully the fact I let her down, thank you, will have convinced her that she didn't win that battle. Not that horses win, I know that's not true, but still, we turned around last time that she played up there, and she may have learnt that playing up there just as strongly again led to not having to come down here. So this time I got off, I led her, she was very reluctant. Good girl. Let's try and trot a bit, see how much energy she's got. Good girl. But one thing I can say in her absolute credit is I really did ask very, very strongly. I used my stick a bit, I was using my legs a bit, and I was using the reins to pull left and right, and it was probably about as strong as I ever asked her before. A little bit worried about that sign. Good girl, it's okay. And she didn't do anything terrible. She didn't rear to object, she didn't buck me off, she just threw her head around a bit and stomped her one back foot a little bit. So nothing too terrible. So sometimes you feel that when you push horses at boundaries, that you know they can object to it strongly enough for you to get hurt. She could have thrown me off and run home, or just veered in objection to not wanting to go forward. That's common for not wanting to go forward. Oh, lovely blowout, that's good. Or anything like that, really. So gratefully, she was still a good girl, even in her misbehaviour. Thank you. So quite a few, like you see trees and things down here that she could be spooking at, and she's not, so that's all good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can see some of these people not very impressed to meet a horse, but still they all were very good and very slow. Good girl, JJ. And we're back to the same kind of pace that we were at before, which is good. So she's not rushing home just because she didn't want to come down here or anything like that. So I can be pleased with that. But yes, we need to try and tackle that corner again another day. Perhaps I will ask my husband to come down with me on a walk, just for the little bit that we just did there. And he can either lead her if she's objecting. Thank you. Or, you know, she might just follow him as a lead, and that might be a good next step. So that, because obviously I don't want to get strong every time we're at the corner, so if I can find an alternative training way to get around the corner, then I'm going to take that. There we are, and we're headed home. Good girl. I can actually hear one of those tractors behind us now, but we're nearly at the end. So we're going to go up and hopefully we'll get back released around the corner before the tractor comes up. They're not going to try and overtake us at the minute, they'll just stay behind us. Come on. Good girl. So not bad timing, really. Good girl. Thank you. Oh, it's actually a lorry. I thought it was a tractor because I could hear the trailer part. See if there's any cars coming. No. So we're good to go. Seems like the tractors must have stopped for tonight. Good girl. Oh, lots of work today, JJ. You did very well in the end. Good girl. Okay. Hold on, Mama, get off. Good girl. Oh, there we go. Well done. And we're back. And JJ's snorting out. She's pleased to be home. Well, at the end of the day, that ride wasn't that bad. She was really, really good for the whole of the first part of the ride, and maybe I wasn't right to stretch it and try and do that awkward corner again today, but we did, and we survived. And I've got a plan of action now for trying it again at the next session. So my husband, I've asked him already, he is going to come out with me. He's going to lead in front, so she'll either follow him, or if she is stubborn, I won't have to get as strong as I did today. He can just lead her and get past that point. So I prefer that as a training method. But it's interesting to see that JJ is improving, that we did find out it was napping on that corner, and not to do with any kind of pain issue or anything like that. So I'm pleased that she's happy and healthy still, and it's just a not behavioral but a training issue that we need to tackle and accomplish. Well, I was going to actually leave the video there, but then I decided a important part of the story was something I've managed to do today, which is to ride out with Pete leading me, which we did mention. So here's the video of Pete walking in front of JJ. He's not actually leading me with a lead rope, he's just walking in front. Okay.
What do you want me to do? Nothing in a minute.
No, we'll just walk ahead of her a little bit as we go around, and then she might just follow you around. How are we doing? Is it clear? Okay, walk on. So we're out trying to use our secret weapon, which is my husband. And I've got him walking ahead of us so that when we get to the awkward corner, my hope is that she will just follow him easy round. But if she doesn't, then obviously I can get him to lead her. I've got the lead rope on her. Well, she handled that junction a lot better, but we are coming straight out today, whereas yesterday she was expecting to go home. So that's the plus side. Again, I have locked Comanche in the yard so that he's not going to run down and spook us and make her run and distract her from the task ahead. So we're not actually planning to do a big ride today. We're literally just here to tackle this corner as a separate exercise. I've got her fluorescents on just to make us a bit more visible as we go around the corner for any cars. Wish us luck. In general, she feels actually quite a bit more forward walking down here, and that is, I think, because she's following Pete, so that was the hope of it. And of course, it doesn't mean that she won't nap again another day if she goes straight round today. But at least it means we've had one good pass through and puts in good stead for another day. Good girl, JJ. Good girl. They can come around, can't they, Pete? Nothing coming, is there? Thank you. Right. We are now approaching the corner, and already she's pulling forward more. She didn't even really want to stop then when we were trying to let the car pass. Now we've stopped a little, but Pete's there, so I'm going to see if she'll follow. Walk on. Good girl, good girl. Good girl. This is already better. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So a slight challenge, but I really do think having Pete there helped us quite a bit. That was really good. So we'll go down here a tiny little bit, probably to where that pull-in is, if that's all right, Pete. And then we'll just turn around and go back. And of course, that's not necessarily problem solved, but it'll be a good experience for her. We didn't have to get in a fight about it. She went straight past it, and it puts us in a really good stead for our next time that we try and tackle that corner again. Thank you. Nothing behind us, is there, Pete? Nope. That'll do then, just turn. And we'll take her back home again. So hopefully the short ride in itself will be a reward for the fact that she went round the corner. And also the fact that I'm not kind of getting on at her and pestering as well. And she's very free forward moving. Once we'd actually got round the corner then, she was quite free forward moving as well. I did wonder if when she got round she would be quite nappy all the way down, because if you remember when we were leading her, I said she was dragging behind quite a bit more than normal and wouldn't level up with us. So I did think possibly that coming down that little piece there, she might be a bit more nappy. Thank you. And she's having a little blowout. That's great. Good girl, JJ. Good girl. Good girl. She's feeling nice and relaxed. No tension now. We just had that slight little stop on that corner and that was it. So wonderful. Can't wait to try down there again at some point. Thank you, Peter, for coming with me. So we're back safe, and that went really well, I thought. So that actually went so much better than I thought it would. He didn't need to use the lead rope. It didn't take a long time to go forward. I mean, she didn't go straight away, but, you know, she went round good enough. So I've got every hope that when I go around there in the future, there's going to be a lot less battle to go around there. So we'll see you again next time. Hope you enjoyed covering whether she's napping or not today. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!